What you doing there, Laura?
Well, I got this chess set and I'm just trying to set it up so that I can play.
And how's that working out for you?
Well, I read a book and I watched this video series, so I know the theory, I just can't get it going.
Well, it might surprise you to know that when I was a boy, I was in a chess club, so that's right, just put that one there. Sometimes it's all about getting things in the right place and then making the first move. And that's actually what we want to talk about in this final session. We've explored theory, we've done some thinking, but now, how do we make this practical? This last session focuses on why we're actually here. What can we do about all this? What's God calling you and your friends to get involved in?
You might already have some ideas or be involved in some really good stuff, but sometimes you just need a place to get started, and we want to help you with that.
So we've talked about the mistakes we can make and how they can happen. We've talked about restoration and our role in that from a biblical point of view. And now we want to give you some practical ways to start. So, just to start with, there are 3 key points we want to make. You've got to learn and listen. We've all got to reframe the story. And then we have to take the first step to actually getting started.
First of all, learn and listen. We need to educate ourselves. Not everyone is an international development or justice professional, but some people are called and gifted in those areas. If those things interest you, learn more and think critically.
And then listen. Get to know people who are facing the challenges you're interested in learning about. And if you can't get to know them personally, read books or follow blogs. Find people on social media that are actually living the challenges you want to know more about.
And then seek God. He is the reconciler. And the more we know him, the more we're going to be able to recognize his voice when he's inviting us into what he's already doing.
Secondly, reframe the story. Many people are interested in justice issues, so you can be part of the conversation. And as you start to learn more, humbly start to reframe the story by challenging assumptions.
Then you need to take the next step and get involved. Find the little bit that you can do and do it.
One of the best ways to get involved is to partner with organizations that are already doing good work. But how do you know which ones are the right ones? Well, here's a few key questions to help you make the right choices. Do these organizations or projects instill an attitude of service and humility rather than feeding a hero mentality? Are these efforts building up the local Christian community and their existing work and vision? Are they addressing the root causes of poverty and injustice? Are their efforts based on the belief that our role is to participate in God's activity in the world?
A lot of what we've been talking about forms the basis of something that's called asset-based community development, or ABCD.
ABC? Well, that's as easy as 1, 2, 3. But don't forget the D.
ABCD, rather than looking at needs, is a way of discovering what assets and resources are available within a community, and then building upon those.
Now, you can use ABCD in many ways. One of the ways we use it in Rwanda is that we work with community groups to actually build on the assets they have. So rather than telling them what their needs are, we discover together what skills and gifts and resources they have that can be used together to enhance communal well-being.
One of the things that we'd recommend is that before you get involved in some sort of program or project, you do a very simple ABCD exercise yourselves to discover what sorts of gifts and abilities are available within your own group.
So we'd like to show you right now a very simple way that you can do that. Get 2 different colors of Post-it notes. On the first color, the group writes all the skills, assets and gifts that you and your friends have. Maybe someone knows how to play guitar, and someone else knows a bit about graphic design. Some people are good at sports, or things like knitting. Someone teaches ESL, or is a nurse. Perhaps someone has access to church space, or has baking skills, or connections with a local community center.
On the second color of Post-it notes, you're going to write all your dreams and desires about how you want to engage in poverty and justice issues. It could be local or global. Things like homelessness, marginalized youth, bullying, single mother support, refugees, and drug rehabilitation. Now, match up where the assets and resources you've discovered connect with the dreams and desires you have. There may be many, but to make it simple for now, we are just going to pick one: refugee issues.
We want to help newcomers to our country with their practical needs, but we also want to build community and relationships with them. Maybe one idea is to plan one night a week where we can come together in a way that helps meet their practical needs, like learning language skills. It could also help them discover more about their local community and what resources and services are available. An aim of these evenings should also be to build relationships and community with each other.
Now take the first steps towards planning this. Who is going to do what, and how are you going to reinforce the truth that there is no other, there's just us? Sometimes it helps to have some clear goals. These are sometimes called SMART goals, something that's specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound.
This is just one example of how asset-based community development can work. Now, you might want to take some time to try that exercise for yourself, so why don't you turn to your field guide and let's talk about that. Hey Laura, looks like we've come to the end of the video.
I think we have.
Have you enjoyed yourself?
Yep, have you?
Yeah, had a great time. Hope you've had a great time as well, and you've had a chance to really grapple with some of the concepts that we've tried to get across about justice.
We hope you're starting to get that justice isn't just a trendy project, it's actually a way of life.
And it's not just about changing other people, it's about the change that we undergo ourselves as we grapple with God's job of restoration in the world.
Now we've come up with just a few more questions in the field guide that you might want to have a look at. But otherwise, goodbye from us at Just Us. I'm Laura.
I'm Andy. We'll see you later. Well, you know, this might surprise you to know, but actually, I was, sorry, that's all right, into practice by, shoot, sorry.
I got the pieces set up wrong.
Yeah, I know, I was trying to figure out how to get that right. Yeah. Could that be the theme tune? Just you doing that? Hey, what you doing there, nerd?
Well,
You've learned the theory, you've got some ideas, but how do we make this practical? So let's talk about that. Sorry.
I want that in. I don't like it.
sorry, I forgot about the theory part. Oh, my tummy. I'm hungry.